Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome back once again to my garden. We're here for My Smart Garden. When you move into a new house, you'll often find that they've scraped all the good soil away to level the site, and all you're left with is solid, heavy, rough ground that you can't even put a shovel through. Now, you can dig through that and dig all sorts of stuff through it, but really, that's just going to give you a sore back. You're better off getting the worms to do the digging for you and get plenty of organic matter into the garden and let the worms take that back down. So if we imagine this is our new garden bed here, we've got things like, some weeds and stuff, just flatten them down. But if you've got anything like cooch and kikuyu, that sort of stuff, those running grasses, you need to pull them out as much as you can to knock them back. You'll never get rid of them entirely, but if you knock them back well at the start, then there'll probably never be a problem after that. So we've got our ground here. We're going to be putting on that first, to block those weeds entirely, we're going to have overlapping layers of newspaper or cardboard on top. Now, as you probably learnt from our earlier video on mulch, newspaper and cardboard are very high in carbon. That's basically all they are, but they're very low in nitrogen. And this can mean that this is going to take a long time to break down. It'll get wet and mushy and no problem, but it'll take a long time to break down because there's not enough nitrogen. So what we tend to do is, before the cardboard goes down, we put down some good bird poo, blood and bone, all sorts of poo will do, not cat and dog. So we'll put down plenty of that nitrogen there, and then we'll put our cardboard down. Now, cardboard's ugly. I mean, you don't want to see it. So then we're going to cover the cardboard with mulch. We'll start with whatever we can get, and we'll finish with the pretty stuff. So we've got some autumn leaves there that start to break down. No coarse wood chip mulch for this section. Although if we're going to put fruit trees and things like that in here, it wouldn't matter. Then we'll go with some compost that we've managed to get from our garden. If it's too new, your garden's too new to be using compost yet, you might want to start with something like some bagged compost. Okay, get a nice thick layer, thicker than what I've got here, and then when you wet it all down, and then you can finish off with a good sprinkle of your fancy mulch on top. Your fancy latte sipping, bagged up mulch on top to make it look all pretty. Okay, and then we let that break down. Now, if we're really eager to get going, if you're doing this in spring, what you can do is get some mounds of compost or potting mix, and you can actually make little mounds that you pop your seedlings into. And by the time their roots are spreading out, the rest of this will be broken down nicely. And of course, rather than you digging, the worms are going to come up through this. They're going to love it, and they're going to take those nutrients down into the soil. They'll break up the soil. They'll make it nice and moist, and they'll put air holes and drainage holes all the way through it as they crawl through and do all that good work for you. If you want to learn more about mulching, have a look at some of our other videos on mulching on the website, the My Smart Garden website, as well as many more that are showing all sorts of other great things to be doing in your garden.